Public space must be as free and abundant as the air we breathe. In our real estate-driven cities where open space is increasingly carved up, traded, and sold as a commodity, architects must defend public space, advocate for more of it, and reclaim space that's been squandered by neglect or lack of vision. In our practice, this sometimes means openly sparring with a client to carve out public space or inventing stealthy, under-the-radar ways of insinuating space for the public into otherwise private building projects. Either way, all democracies need champions. It's our role as stewards of the urban realm to will public space into existence and to democratize our progressively privatized cities. In 2004, my studio came into the orbit of two inspired citizen activists who launched a campaign to save a 1.5-mile stretch of derelict infrastructure and convert it into a public park. After years of struggle and mounting pressure from local developers, the High Line was saved from demolition, and we, along with our partners James Corner and Pete Udolph, were put in charge of designing it. We fell in love with the accidental ecosystem that developed there after years of neglect. Rather than making architecture, we vowed to protect this place from architecture. The site was too fragile to share with the public, so we reinterpreted the DNA of this weird, self-seeded ecosystem that was half natural and half man-made into a hybrid we called agritecture. Typically, parks serve as an escape from the city, but this park was conceived as an entry into the city, a portal into the city's subconscious. Floating over the fast-paced streets below, the High Line became a place to experience an alternative New York, with views that could never make it onto a postcard. In a culture that rewards relentless productivity, the High Line became a parenthesis in the day for doing nothing but sharing in the pleasures of being urban. Unexpectedly, the High Line became one of the most popular destinations in New York and a landmark on the world tourist map. Last year, over 8 million people came. The High Line also went viral. Hundreds of cities around the world were inspired to build one of their own. We touched a global nerve. In a time of environmental awareness and shrinking resources on the planet, cities realized they could seize the opportunity to reimagine aging infrastructure as a sustainable way to give back space to the public. After all, access to green space is an environmental justice issue.